What?
Doesn't that make you feel old, man? That came out in '96, man. I was 5 years old, man. Like, what we on right now?
Y'all
2024?
old.
Shit.
I was
I was
one.
I was I was six. I was six.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
Yeah,
sure,
one.
sure, sure.
yeah.
I was
Basically,
one.
it was
Uh,
six
of,
back.
I
That's
of,
cool.
of course, I
I,
would be older than Bink. I was 10.
Yeah, I was
I
around
was
like
only
6 or 7.
two.
That-
yeah,
that-
I was a prodigy at six, man. So I was doing beats early in my crib.
that's crazy.
Wild.
All right, okay. So before we even talk about "Don't Leave Me," before we even talk about Blackstreets, before we even talk about you making the beat, let's take it all the way back, right? So talk to us about your upbringing. What was it about your childhood that put you onto the pathway of music?
Um, my whole family sings, from the church. So the Chavis Singers were very, well-known gospel group, you know, in the Virginia area. So my mom took notice that I had a little rhythm. I was beating on this recliner one time with two coat hangers. She was blasting some gospel music, and she noticed I was playing the drums on the recliner, and I was like dead on time with the record. So she was like, "Hold on." So she took me to my aunt's house maybe a couple of days later, and I'm still not understanding what's going on. They pull these old drums out the attic. It belonged to my big cousin, and I'm still not getting it. And then next thing I know, I'm in church with a bow tie on, with Vaseline on my face, playing drums.
What age is
So
this?
it's eight,
Oh, damn, damn,
uh,
damn.
Yeah.
And
8 years old.
I guess it kind of makes sense that because and we're gonna get to this later because one of your signature sounds is you program drums that sound like live drums, and of course you
Right,
were playing drums from as a kid, so it kind of makes sense. That's that, you know what I mean. But we're gonna get into that part later. All right, so then okay, that's what got you on, right? And then
right.
at what age did you decide, okay, music production is that's what I want to get into?
I want to say like probably like 19. So I
Okay.
like music production was not a dream for me in school. Like in school, I had dreams of working for the railroad or being a longshoreman or being a merchant seaman. That's all I knew. Being
Mm.
where I'm from, that's real popular around here, and people make a really good living, a decent living off of that. So that's all I was really focused on. And I actually took the test to go in the army and failed. That's like one of my best failures ever
Oh wow.
because
That's us.
because that was like right when Desert Storm was going on. So all my friends, the guys that passed, they were in basic training in less than 30 days
Oh
after the
wow.
test. Like you take your test this week, the next week you in Richmond taking your physical, and then in 2 weeks they shipping you off to basic training. And then after basic training, you go right to Iraq and
Shit.
go to war. You know what I'm saying? So had I passed that test, it would have changed the trajectory of my life in a
Uh
major way. You know what I'm saying? So that's one failure I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with
See how God's works, man. Because if it happened the other way, man, you know,
you.
it's
Right.
that's wow. I did not know that about you. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
So
Okay, then. So go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I just say yeah. I was close.
Okay, so then before we get okay, I just want to ask you one quick question. When did you make what year? Okay, 18, 19, that's when you decided, right? What year did you make the beat for Don't Leave? What year was that?
That year was probably 93.
And okay, so between 19 and I don't know what age, I don't know if you want to age yourself. What year?
So I graduated 18 years old. That's 1990.
Right. Okay,
So
okay.
I was about 21. I was 21, 22 years old when I
So
did.
so between that window, like talk to us about that journey between then and when you started working with I guess Teddy Riley.
Um, I talked a family friend into getting an ASR 10
Mm,
when I was 19, and I got the keyboard, and that's when I started, experimenting and learning, how to do beats or whatever. But in the beginning, like, I was trying to do all my beats like Tribe Called Quest because that was like my favorite group, and that's all I really knew, and I love the type of music they was doing. So I found myself mimicking that, but it was really just showing me how to manipulate the machine and just learn how to make the machine do exactly what I'm thinking. So I was conscious of that I sounded like, Tribe Called Quest or whatever. So eventually I got away from that, and I just took certain things that I learned from that and applied it to what I was doing, the new shit I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at one time I had a orchestra type vibe, before I started doing the soul shit. It was, like jazz records and orchestra stuff like that. Seeing Teddy move his studio to Virginia Beach, and he moved his studio there like in 89, 90. You know what I mean? So just seeing him move through the city, and bringing artists down, and you seeing the artists at the mall with him, and it was like it just felt like he was just that much closer to attain. You know what I mean? To see it in your face like that, and I was just so amazed at it. You know what I'm saying? And just so inspired to do it. Since the Run DMC days and all that. So it was just dope to finally see, because in Virginia you don't see stars. Like, it's not like New York and Cali, or maybe even like London. Like, you don't just see a Robert De Niro drive past in a Lamborghini. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I mean? That's different for us. So to see Teddy down here, and Teddy got Michael Jackson walking through the hood of the mall we had in Norfolk, you know what I'm saying, military circle. Back
So,
then, it was just, it was amazing to see. So
Speak on it.
I was just super inspired by that. You know what I mean? So just learning and just trying to do, what I'm saying, as much as I could, like producing wise, just learning from the people I was around. But I found out that once I moved to New York, my knowledge was a lot smaller than what I thought. You know what I'm saying? Because of who I was around. But so I just think that window was just me doing local rappers, and just in the house, just doing beats all day, like getting my reps up. You know what I mean?
was Teddy Riley your first contact into like the actual industry, or did you have any close run-ins into the industry prior to that?
We were working with DV Alias Christ back in the day, Nance and myself. And that's when he was under Smooth the Hustler back then. And we were working with him, but some stuff that never came out. So that was the closest we had, I had gotten to the industry.
And that was in Virginia.
No, that was in New York. We would drive up to New
Ah,
York.
right. So you did go out to, you did branch out prior to Teddy. Okay, cool. I thought you was doing everything in Virginia, and then
No,
Teddy.
no. Not prior to Teddy Riley. This was like I said, Teddy Riley got there in 90. I didn't get to Teddy till the 93. You know what I'm saying? So I think I went to New York my first time in 93 when I was dealing with Kevin Childs from Don Diva. He had a record label called Big Boss Records. I would come up to New York, and we would go to, I think, a studio called Firehouse Studios. And he would always get me to reprogram the drums for him for his group. So that's like the closest I got, saying, to the industry prior to that. You know what I mean? So that window was just really about moving around and just trying to learn as much as I could, because you really don't know, because you're down here in Virginia, you're not really around a lot of other guys that do it, so you're not knowing where they're getting these break beats from, and just the culture of producing. I had to just learn from just really doing some real research. So that's what that whole window was, in my opinion.